Hi, I'm going to show you how to take your headrest off on your newer Grand Caravan. There is a wrong way. Ask me how I found that out. I've had these apart on older ones, but they are a little trickier on the newer ones. And if you break something, which I did, good thing I could fix it myself. The airbag light, I was trying to get the headrest off and I set this off instead. Now none of the airbags are going to work. So let's take a look at this step by step. We'll show you how to not wreck it the way I wrecked it. So if you have this plastic piece in the back of your headrest, this is, I think it's called an active headrest. Kind of works like a little airbag. My wife wanted me to put this little loop on here to help her get out if she's sitting in the back. And that was the problem. Now these, normally, you squeeze that button and right here there's a little hole. A paper clip, I think, will fit in there. Or just something very small, a little pin. So once you're in the back, behind the seat, whichever seat you're taking off, you need to take the back of the seat off. And I'm using my super duper door panel tool, which I'll put in the description. I use this in so many different videos, worth getting. And I'm just trying to push the clips down. These are what the clips look like on the back once you have it off. They need to be pushed down. You push them down and then you pull this panel off. But like I say, there's quite a few of them. So here we'll show you what it looks like once I do get it to pop down. And it just about shows here. Of course, the foam's going to want to be grabbing on there as well. There's one on this other side. You'll be able to feel where it is by just poking around. There's 3 of them on the top. The middle one's off to one side on both seats. And if I get this other one out of here, just pushing down and it will release. Just try and be careful with it. If you just had a big screwdriver, I'm sure that would work. Then I was trying to speed up the process by not having to unclip every one of them, but nope, got to do that. So I'm going to work on this side here. Again, if you start poking around a little bit, you'll be able to feel where the clip is. Otherwise, there's nothing. And again, it needs to be pushed inside, the clip itself, like this. You see how it popped out? It looks easy. It doesn't come out that easy, but if you understand how it's put together, it should work. I'll try and show you from the inside of the seat here. See how it clips? Now there's still some on the bottom, and there's some, you can wiggle it and the bottom ones will let go. They're more, not necessarily a clip, but more of a hook. But I see on the other side here, they're still hanging on. I would have thought I could have pulled them out. But these little clips, they hang on pretty good. And you see this wire hanging here. What's that from? That's my issue when I was taking the headrest off. So as you can see, I'm pushing from the other side. On the outside, I'm just going to show you from in here what it looks like. And if I can just push it enough to unhook it, there we go. And the bottom one worked too. Hey, give me the thumbs up if I've already showed you something that will be of help to you. This video should be, because we'll show you how to put this back together. Plus, if you've had this problem where you've ripped this wire, like I did, because I was tugging and tugging, I was thinking, why won't this release? We'll show you how to fix that. Now, I need to undo this clip. Normally the wire would be on there, so we'll unhook this connector, and then you'll be able to pull the headrest out. There's just a little piece in there, and the connector would have come apart that easy, and you could pull your headrest off. It's going to take some monkeying to try and fix this. Wasn't sure if I was going to be able to or not. Anyway, well, I guess we can skip to the next part, and then I can play around with this on my own time. That's how that unclips. Let's go to the part where we remove the headrest from the seat now. So basically, you probably know how to take the rest of this off, but you press this button and pull up a little bit. And while you're doing that, you have to do it with 2 hands or with an extra person. I'm pretty sure that you can press this little hole here, you'll feel it, with a paper clip. I'm pretty sure it'll fit in there. So you press the 2 together and slowly pull up on your headrest, but remember there's a wire in there. So you want to be gentle. And you'll see how it's coming out from the back if you look at the back of your seat. So I'll move you down there. It's just, you're gonna have to put your seat back too because the headrest, it's too high now. So you slowly pull it out, and remember there's a wire there. Don't want to break that wire, even though we've unclipped it. And that and the connector should come out the hole. Yeah, I wish I knew that before, because now I've got to try and fix this. Now, if I've saved you not breaking the wires, you can skip to 7 minutes and 55 seconds. I'll entitle it Reinstalling the Headrest, if you look in the chapters. Otherwise, if you're still here, this was not easy because I had to try and fish out the little connector in there. That was a kind of a nightmare.
Really?
Once you did that, you're gonna have to try and solder some, or solder our wires. A lot of fun doing that because it's just small wires. It'd be nice if you had an extra set of hands too. Sorry, this is just a little bit too close to focus. But once I got it tinned a little bit, I was able to get the wire on. Once I got that on there, try and get it back into the connector, and then do the same with the other one. Now, problem is, with the second one here, hard to get out too. There's a little clip holding the connector in there. There are some tools you can get that can help you release these. I used one of these little T-pins to try and release that little hook. I'll put description, or in the description there, a list there, the link for Amazon where I got these from. They're good for doing testing too, where you got a back probe into something. So once I got that out, I'm going to put the new one in the proper side. I don't think it really matters which side they go into because it just loops back through there. Of course, I had a little bit too much of the solder on it. Solder, that's tough to say for Canadian or American. We say solder. So I guess I had a little too much of a glob on there. So I ended up trying to file it off a little bit, held it with some vice grips, took a little file. I guess I got to reheat it. I tried that a couple times. It's like, I'm not very good at doing that. But once I got it to fit in there and click, hopefully it clicks in, yeah. Then the next part was trying to get this other one. Same idea. But you understand how that works? Now that I've got it all together, there's no sense in seeing that all again. Almost like new. Boy, I wish I would have been smart about it earlier. Connector goes back in. It slowly falls through there. Then you can kind of put the posts back in here, but not push too far because you want to grab the wire from underneath and pull down so it's not getting hung up. So let's take a look from underneath here. You'll see that it's kind of going sideways in the hole. I'm going to use, I guess you could use those little T-pins, or I could use a little screwdriver and just move it so that it's going to fall out the hole properly. I think that'll work. Probably could have grabbed it with some needle nose pliers, and everything comes down. I'm going to put the headrest back, whatever the height is you want them. You can always decide that later. As long as they click, should be good. Now we'll want to plug that into our other connector. Fairly easy to do. Of course, I bent one of the pins in that connector. Before we do that, why not take a look too? I do have a playlist, repair playlist on this vehicle. Top right hand corner, there'll be a card there you can click on. A whole bunch of videos on this van. So back to trying to get this in here. Just didn't want to click. There's only 2 pins it's trying to go into. What I ended up doing, and I have to be careful here, is I'm going to try and bend one of the pins down, try not to touch the 2 together because this is part of an airbag system. It's not the yellow wires, so I guess it's a little different, but don't want anything going boom. I did get it together. It's like, well, let's maybe check and see if my airbag light is out now. I guess if you had an airbag light on, one of the first things you could check are the headrests, because it's possible somebody else tried taking them off and broke a wire. Is that not possible? I think it is. I'm going to put my key in and turn it on, see if it does a check. It should just come on for a minute there. Once you go to on, yeah, there it is. And, oh, it went out good. Maybe we'll try and start it too, just to make sure that it is out. But it looks like, yeah, it's done its test. It's happy. I'm happy. Sweet. Let's get back to putting this together. Now that's the back side of it, so you just know where all the clips are. Now these bottoms aren't really clips, they're more like a hook. So we'll want to put the bottom in first. And if we look at the back of the seat, you see there's a hole there, but the way this works is you want to put that on top of this middle, not inside. So on top, over like that. That's how it's going to sit, the way my finger is. And then we can snap the other pieces in. So 2 hands, just be gentle with it. Get it to sit properly. Of course, it just doesn't slide in like you would think. And I'm just going to try and get all the other edges in there, and that should be good. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Lots more coming. Thanks for watching.